Hello everyone and welcome to the Nam Live. This is a channel that's going to be dedicated to really talking about the culture in Vietnam. A little bit of a backstory. My name is Neil and I'm actually from the United States of America. I'm actually from the state of Missouri. Grew up as a country boy. My dad was a dairy farmer. And I thought I'd put some perspective on what it's like for someone like me to live in this great country with these great people, and just show you guys what it's like, to ride around my daily lives, the things that I normally do in this country, because it really is an amazing experience no matter what country or wherever you may travel to. It's always really, really cool to be in any of these places because, I always feel like we all will grow as individuals whenever we are in these different places, right? They're just so different from our homes. And I mean, it's definitely something that I can appreciate. I mean, it did take me a long time. I mean, I'm a 47-year-old man. I know I'm old. That's really been traveling for a long time. I've been all over the world. I've worked in Africa. I've worked in parts of Europe. I've worked around Asia. I've been around, right? But I settled up in Vietnam about 10 years ago. I've lived here all that time. And there's a reason for that. There's a reason that I've settled here. It's not that I think one country is really better than the other. They all have their ups and downs. It's just that this one here gravitated towards me because of my personality, because of the things that I enjoy doing. I'm really kind of somebody that just enjoys a nice, simple life. And that's what Vietnam really offers to me, right? Now, that might seem, I guess, simplistic to some people out there, but for some of us, that's really all we ever want. We don't really want a lot of craziness or anything like that. So this place is one of those places that really does that for us, right? I put my windshield down there. The thing was actually sticking up. I didn't even realize my windshield was up. So now my voice is probably going to sound different, but you really want to wear your windshield up whenever you're riding around. And I'm sure many of you have already noticed that the traffic is pretty insane, right? It's pretty nutty here. Really, really crazy traffic that we have in this place, right? And I'm actually, trying to find my way to a store right now because I want to make some purchases. We'll just go ahead and wait here, no big deal. And, I do apologize if my bike seems a little loud. It's got a bit of an exhaust on it. Yeah, and this isn't going to be like just a moto vlogging channel. I know that we're on the motorcycle right now, but I'm not always going to be riding motorcycles. Sometimes I might be in a restaurant showing you guys maybe where to eat, showing you where you can do things in Ho Chi Minh City, because that's exactly where I live. I guess I should have mentioned that earlier. I do live in Ho Chi Minh City, or Old Saigon as they like to call it. The old timers here like to call this place Saigon because it was in 1975, I believe, that the name was actually changed to Ho Chi Minh. But one in the same. And yeah, it's pretty awesome, guys. Now, the traffic is definitely something that turns people off, but I mean, really in any city, I think that traffic turns people off, right? I don't think it really would matter what city you're in. You're always going to be dissuaded from wanting to be in a city unless you like traffic, which I don't really know anybody that likes traffic per se. I've never seen anybody that actually enjoys that, right? We're gonna scoot along. I mean, by the way, I'm sure some of you are thinking, man, this is pretty wild, right? Okay, so I believe we need to make a left right now. Here we go. Okay. There we go. Then we don't hit that engine revving up too high. Yeah, we're on the right street. So now we're just going to cruise along, and I thought it'd be a really nice, fun first video for you all, just riding through Ho Chi Minh City so you guys can get a good view. Now, I'm actually wearing a chest harness with my GoPro camera on it. I'm not using a helmet camera because I found out I wanted you guys, whenever I do ride a bike, whenever I do these videos with a motorcycle, I really want you all to get the perspective of being on the motorcycle and seeing what I see as I ride through the city. I think that's just a much more pleasurable experience for people out there, whereas whenever I mounted it on my helmet, I don't know, the helmet I was using, or helmet I am using actually, with the GoPro on it, the view just wasn't right. I don't know, it just looked weird. It looked like everything was, even when I tilted the camera back, it was just kind of pointing down. And then I had like these extensions on my helmet that was just kind of bogging my neck. It was actually killing me. And wearing I mean, when you ride a long time, it really can get old when you have all that extra weight in the front of your head. It puts a lot of pressure on your neck. Whereas with the chest harness, I don't feel anything. It doesn't bother me in the least at all. The only thing I worry about with the chest harness is it kind of bounces around a little bit. I mean, the GoPro does have a nice stabilization setup in it, which is really good for keeping that from happening. And I have tested this quite a bit before I decided to start to make this video. I probably spent about a week, you know, every day coming out, you know, testing this, testing that, throwing it in my editing software, and just trying to get the best quality I could, because I really want this to be a really great experience for you guys. And whenever you're doing these kinds of videos, like whether it's motovlog or just vlogging in general, you want people to see everything nice and clear. Right now, I mean, there is some bouncing around here, guys, because there are potholes everywhere on these streets. The streets really aren't to the best, at least in my opinion, right? But, you know, they're here, they're there, right? And I think, you know, whenever I talk about a place like Vietnam, some people really feel, or they think, right, or they're kind of ignorant of how it is, yeah, I guess, across seas, that, you know, it's not modern. And if you look around, guys, you can pretty much see that there's a lot of modernism here. I mean, there is so much here. I mean, you know, obviously I bought all my equipment here, right? They sell everything technology-wise that you could ever ask for in pretty much any country that there is. I mean, you know, I live in a really nice place. The apartments are nice. Like, you know, there's 5-star restaurants here, all that good stuff. And I know that might sound silly to some of you out there. You're probably thinking, wait a minute, now we know that. Yeah, I know many of you know that. I mean, I'm sure probably a large majority know that. But there are those that don't know that, because every time I go home, and I'm from a small hick town, you know, maybe that's why I have the experience I have, but every time I go back, people always think that, you know, the Vietnamese or Asians or whatever live in like these huts and crap, and it's like, no, guys, I mean, come on now. I mean, we're in 2022, so they don't live in those kinds of things, all right? There are places in the world that do that, but this isn't one of them, all right? This is not one of them at all. All right, so anyways, back to the issue at hand. But yeah, I mean, I know some of you are probably thinking, man, you know, it's not so crazy right now. It was actually pretty wild a while ago with the traffic that we have, and this is always fun, right? You see that oncoming traffic, everybody just kind of rides in the middle of the road or whatever the case may be, and that, I mean, that's just the way it is, right? You just get used to it. This is definitely a place where you don't really want to ride around with road rage. Very bad for you. You do not want to do that. I don't care how big you are or how great of a fighter you might think you are. There's always the numbers game if you're going to have road rage. You need to be very careful of that kind of stuff. And so you have to learn to be really patient whenever you're riding. You know, I don't know what the hell I'm doing. I should be just like going. I'm sitting here talking, right? It's a little weird, I have to admit, talking and riding the bike at the same time. It's definitely very different. I'm hoping I don't pass up my turn because I'm yapping to all of you. But if I do, it is what it is. It's not a big deal. Now, a lot of people, whenever they come to Vietnam, they get really, they really do get intimidated by the traffic that is here, and it's pretty obvious, guys. I mean, I mean, it might look pretty crazy to you guys right now, but for me, actually, it's really good. The traffic is actually very good right now because it's early in the morning, which is why I chose to try to make this video and, you know, do my run, right? You know, anytime you want to go anywhere in this city, doing it early in the morning is the best time. I mean, this isn't as early as what I'd really like to do it, but I have to wait for the place to open up, so yeah. That's kind of the reason I have to wait a little bit, right? It's about 9 a.m. in the morning, so it's not super early. I mean, if you're cruising around 6, 7, there's hardly no one riding around. I mean, it's a very family-oriented place, so people are always just kicking back. Like, you know, it's a very relaxed environment, which is something that I definitely appreciate and just love, right? But, you know, a lot of people always ask me, you know, why wouldn't you like maybe buy a car here? And if you guys notice, man, having a car wouldn't really be the greatest. I mean, safety wise, yes, but as far as getting around and getting to the place that you want to go to, no. It kind of sucks. It takes forever. You're just always stopping and just going and just moving in slow motion pretty much in order to go wherever you're going. And it's a real bum deal in all honesty, guys. It really does suck whenever you're cruising in a car. Okay, check my clock. Boy, I mean, we get along. I mean, it's a good thing this place is really far away. It gives me a lot of time to actually sit and shoot the crap with you guys and just talk about everything. But I hope that, you know, you're enjoying the video. I hope you're enjoying, you know, what you're seeing, because, you know, I know it provides the perspective. And right now I only have one camera, so whenever I am on the motorcycle, you guys are only going to see this view. But I do, you know, plan on buying other cameras in the future, and to where you can actually see me, like, you know, maybe in the front, you can actually see me, you know, wearing a helmet riding, or maybe have one of them 360 cameras where it just shows the entire view of Ho Chi Minh City, because I mean, it really is a beautiful city in its own right. Like, the charm, at least for me, right, it has a lot of character, because in this city, you have all these old buildings with new buildings. It's like this mixed blend, and because of that, you really do feel the character of this country. It's really, really, I guess, I don't know, for me, I guess that's why it feels so relaxed. I mean, maybe that sounds strange, but there's just something about old things, right? Like, it's kind of like old muscle cars or old motorcycles, right? I mean, when you see an old flathead motorcycle, old Harley, you're just like, well, not everybody, but I know a lot of people are just like, oh, that's so beautiful, the way that dang thing sounds, the way it looks. Or you drive, like, when I was younger, I had an old 70 Fastback Mustang, and when I would get in that car, I just was like, oh, all the history that this car has, all the memories that it has with inside it, right? You know, it's kind of the same thing when you see all these old buildings lying around. You're just like, man, I wonder what this has been through. I wonder, you know, what happened. Like, you know, another thing about, you know, I'm kind of getting back on what I was talking about at the very beginning of this video, is, you know, let me know what you guys would like to see on this channel. You know, I really want it to be, you know, kind of like my life in Nam, my experiences, and I just want to share them with you. And, you know, and maybe give you guys some insight on where you'd want to go, where it's safe, where it might be pretty fun for you, depending on whether or not you're single or with your families, or, you know, whatever the case may be. You know, put it down in the comments if you guys would, you know, like me to do a certain video talking about anything in this country, or, you know, or even showing you how to get it somewhere, maybe. I mean, who knows? But remember earlier when I said there's going to be some traffic? Well, here we are. Here we are, my friends. A whole lot of it. And I can't move over to the side because I got all these guys. So we're going to cruise on the old road here. Whoa. Okay, a little bouncy, bouncy. Bouncy, bouncy. I'm going to go ahead and get back on the street here. Alright, so we're coming close to an end. I'm just about home. So I just want to thank everybody for watching the video. Let me know if there's anything that you feel I could improve on as far as you know, the quality of the video, maybe how the camera angle looks, or whatever the case may be. Let me know what you guys would like to see in the future on other videos, especially regarding Vietnam. And I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you for watching. Y'all take care and have a good one. See you, everybody. Take care.